Well, thank you, Sam. I've been looking forward to this segment literally all week here with my friend Sean Wargo. We're talking about the industry. Everything comes down to dollars and cents eventually.
Yes, it does.
And it's okay for us to talk about it. Where are we from a dollars and cents standpoint in the industry opportunity right now?
It's a great question, Ben, and it's certainly a pleasure to be here to talk about the story of AV from the revenue perspective. We're here at the InfoComm show, as always, launching our update to the IOTA reports, which really is that sizing of trends and quantification of the industry. I will say, we all know, right? We just came through a recovery period. We had massive declines as everything was remote, and so revenues really did decline during that time. We went through then massive recovery. So every year, pretty much during the pandemic, it was demand being pulled forward. We found ourselves actually revising up forecasts during that time. As we've recovered, things have normalized a bit. You're back to growth rates that you saw kind of pre-pandemic, and maybe even a little bit lower. So we got used to high single-digit growth. We're now down into the lower single digits. 2025 expected to be about a 3.5% growth rate, but still setting new peaks every year for the industry. So still a story of growth, but a little more metered than the past.
Well, look, our industry continues to go up and to the right from an opportunity standpoint. Some of the verticals that we've talked about so far on this show are important parts of that: hospitality, healthcare, data centers, places like that. But I'm curious, what sorts of segments of the business have you seen growth in? Is it software? Is it displays? What are some of the ones that you're seeing a ton of growth and opportunity in so far?
Yeah, so I'll start with the markets, the buyers, basically. Those are the end users, the ones that come to the show looking for the greatest solutions or the newest solutions. The largest for us has always been corporate. So that's equipping office spaces with collaboration technology, digital signage as well, now broadcast AV, all sorts of new equipment. But we've actually seen, during the pandemic and still continuing, a return of live events, performance entertainment. So the markets like venues that are buying new technology to kind of engage the audience, create a compelling reason, a differentiation from the next thing down the road, right, that might take our time. So markets that are really more about that experience have really, really done well. Now, as we kind of move into this slower period, you're sort of starting to see some interesting bellwethers emerge. So energy, government, places where there's perhaps more public investment in technology is starting to also show some robustness as we go forward.
You know, it's interesting from a revenue standpoint. You see a lot of folks here exhibiting things maybe for the first time in tools, whether it's a hardware company who's now put out a software product, or we're now looking at CapEx versus OpEx. The business models for some of these companies are changing, but not in a bad way, right? We can't rely fully on the, hey, we're a manufacturer and we're going to sell X number of products a year. A lot of people want that recurring revenue. Do you see that demand from a revenue generation standpoint from a lot of the exhibitors here?
Yeah, I'd point to the solution provider, the integrator there. There's always been the desire to move away from a transactional business model, selling a single installation of technology more to recurrence. So using tech to kind of monitor the system, provide an upgrade path, troubleshoot, those sorts of things. So I put all that under the category of managed services, something that our industry has chased for a long, long time. Fortunately, evolutions in software, AI types of products, cloud-based services, all that's kind of provided a lot of the infrastructure as we've gone more IP as well with our systems, has enabled the integrator and solution provider kind of move in that direction. So you certainly see both the fronts there. You see integrator, installer, solution provider here at the show talking about their movement towards more of that recurring business model, managed service, and then the technology stack behind it. Move to software, move to cloud, intelligent systems, intelligent hardware, all that sort of stuff, creating that opportunity for us. So hopefully we're there. We do see great growth in it. It's one of the fastest growing areas of our market is that managed service component over the last, for quite a while in the forecast and continuing.
You know, Sean, you talked about growth, and one of the places that we continue to see growth is in markets even outside of North America, right? You see that in places like Asia, you see that in places like Africa. Can you give us just a macro overview of some of those markets that are continuing to see lots and lots of growth?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's really shifted more to emerging market in a lot of ways. There was bellwethers, the strongest parts of our global economies. China was the story for a long time. US is always a powerhouse. But if you look at for areas of growth, it's actually places like the Middle East. It's now India has kind of become the star of the APAC region for Pro AV. So a lot of growth there. LATAM is expected to grow faster than North America in the coming period. So it really has kind of moved around the world. There's still lots of momentum and opportunity in kind of those larger economies, but I think it's some of these emerging places that are now emerging as stars for our industry. New opportunity for expansion.
You know, a lot of this information is available in the most recent market intelligence report. You should go buy it. I don't get paid anything to say that. It's just genuinely good stuff, and I think it's so applicable for our industry, maybe now more than ever, right? That feels like an idiom and everybody says it, but our industry is going through a grown-up period, right? We've matured where we support so many different industries. It's important for us to understand that data that supports it. Sean, you and your team handle that, and you research that every year, put that out. How can folks reach out to you? Because they need to buy it. I'm not going to ask how can they buy it, but they need to buy it. How can they buy it?
I appreciate that, Ben. I would say there certainly is the time now with this inflection point to kind of figure it out. When things are going as planned, it's easier to kind of know where to go. But you can actually reach out to me, certainly, at swargo@avixa.org. You can come to our website, avixa.org, to the market intelligence pages. We have a specific report called IOTA, Industry Outlook Trends Analysis. That's what you're talking about here, the forecast for growth, size of our industry. So check out the pages, reach out to me if you have questions, happy to help.
Well, Sean, there's so much more than just the IOTA stuff there. You guys do all sorts of great industry reporting and forecasting and trends. Thank you so much for the work that you do and your team does, and thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Pleasure. Thanks so much, Ben.